home put together. Really was a good team effort all around and get the win to start off this homestand.
It was good to see a game that had a little more feeling of normalcy to it in terms of the flow. I thought our at-bats were pretty good, even though we didn't have a ton of offense. And Aaron really picked us up, to come in and have to start a homestand knowing we came off the trip that we did and his pitch as well as he did. It was good. We capitalized on a mistake there to get a couple of runs. We were able to add on a couple late to give us a little breathing room with Fernando coming in, which was good. It's always easier to protect three than one. And, it's just we needed a win, and we found a way to get it done.
For him to keep them to 1 run on 3 hits, it's a pretty solid outing in a big situation like you mentioned. What do you think was the biggest key tonight for him?
I know he's been working on things, always trying to find ways to improve your repertoire, if you will, working on that little one-seam fastball, which he seemed to get a lot of really good results as far as getting in on the righties and getting some grounders from the lefties. So I thought he had a good night. He mixed in enough changeups and sliders to keep him guessing a little bit. Gave up the home run to Scope there on a fastball. But, mostly he was good. We talked a little bit about trying to extend him, but, you get 18 outs from a guy with 3 hits and 1 run. I thought it was a good note, turn it over to the bullpen and see if we could hold on.
Jake Cave is a guy who obviously knows his role with this team, but it seems like he's been in some moments where he's delivered some impressive hits. Tonight, defensively as well. What did you like tonight about his overall performance?
I think he's looked good in center field. We know he can play around, but he looks really comfortable out there. The time on the jump was as good as it needed to be to make the catch. He seems to be getting good breaks on balls, and he had a couple of rough games offensively down there in Milwaukee, but he responded tonight with another opportunity to start and delivered 3 big hits for us, including adding on that insurance run late.
Only 72 pitches. Like you said, you thought 18 outs was enough.
Yeah.
But was it a third time through the order consideration as well?
It's I thought that they were getting a little bit better swings there in the 5th and 6th, and I thought the slider was starting to, change shape just a little bit. With a 2-run lead, it can evaporate quickly, and with the experience that we had and the rest in terms of the guys that I want to try to get the last 9 outs from, I'm sure he was disappointed, but sometimes you make tough decisions to protect those young guys when they've had good outings and make sure they feel good when they come out of the game.
Does he look different than he did in his starts last September?
I don't think it's anything major. I still think he relies on the angle with his size and really has tried to improve his movement on his fastball. But it's basically the same mix. But I think he's trusting that the movement on the fastball more than anything than we saw last year.
Did he earn another start?
We're going to figure that out. I guess off the top of my head, I would say that, between the bullpen outing that he gave us and tonight, it would be strong consideration to do that.
Logan hit the ball hard to right for an out, but it must have been good to see him go to left then.
Yeah, well, you guys that do the analytic studies, you can look at his real WOBA compared to what would happen if he was getting better results as far as in the last month or so. And he's been hitting plenty of balls hard. He just hasn't had a lot of positive results. And tonight lined out in the first inning. He came back and went the other way, got another hit. So I think he's just trying to build, not worry too much about so much where it's going and what it's doing, but just the feel that he has of making good contact.